The San Antonio Spurs select David Robinson from Navy.
First pick in the 1997 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Tim Duncan from Wake Forest University.
I could do a Livin' La Vida Loca dance like Ricky Martin, written by Robbie Draco Rosa and Desmond Child, just to fucking celebrate. Like, I already did enough of that shit today at work, which you're gonna be saying all the good shit a little later, because holy goddamn shit, there's a fucking lot to unpack from today in general. But I'll start off with the exciting news that came out on the interwebs while I was out roaming the neighborhood in the great outdoors of good old Sandy Ridge, like minutes before I parked the motherfucking bus. My social media has been fucking blowing up. Barbecue Man next door was peeking at me through the window saying congratulations. You probably know what this is about based on the intro, and that remarkable barbecue man rolling up his bedroom window to say congratulations from the top of his house on the upstairs. For the third fucking time in franchise history. First, David Robinson, 1987, even though the Spurs had to wait 2 years due to his naval commitments. 10 years later, Timothy Theodore Duncan. And I know this isn't 2027, but you see where this is going. Could lightning strike? You talk about lightning striking 2 times because of Tim and whoever the fuck we might get. It might be Wemby, but I'll get it momentarily. But don't forget, lightning struck 3 fucking times. I mean, Spurs were terrible before Robinson. Then they got good with Robinson, and then they sucked in 96, 97. Because Robinson and Elliott were hurt most of the year. Chuck Person didn't get to play at all, and Charles Smith barely played. You know, people like a washed-up Vernon Maxwell, a washed-up Dominique Wilkins, Vinny Del Negro, Avery Johnson were carrying the team by them. Those guys by themselves, along with, Carl Herrera. Yeah, I'm that old, even though that was the year before I became a Spurs fan, and Duncan was a senior in Wake Forest, and before the streaks eventually ended in the modern era, modern Spurs, before the modern Spurs took over, which before modern Spurs basketball, where those streaks ended, the last time Golden State and Atlanta and Washington won in San Antonio, which in modern Spurs basketball, unfortunately those streaks ended. But forget about that shit. Could lightning strike 3 times, not 2? Everybody forgets about Robinson in 1987. Could lightning strike 3 times, different times? D-Rob, Big Fund, and now possibly Wemby. I don't fucking know. And if we get Wemby, even if we do get Wemby, I hope we do the right signings. We do the right signings. Even if this 2023-24 Spurs team happens to be playoff potential for the first time, we made the playoffs in 2016-17. The first year we didn't have Tim. Here's the thing, though. Even if we do get a good 23-24 team, I don't know if my mom's going to pay for the league pass, considering, I might have more time to watch the Spurs if we happen to be good again this coming year. But here's the thing, though. We might have more time because, a lot of the shows I was watching all these years have been taken off to schedule to ending their runs. No more Goldbergs, no more Million Little Things. We know Not Dead Yet has been renewed for season 2, but we don't know if it's going to stay on Wednesday nights or move to a different day. We don't know about Welcome to Flash because of the writers' strike, which I'm going to make a video on that momentarily, talking about that in season 7 of Bunked to go with it as the Tim Duncan installment of Mark's presentations, because the Tony Stewart installment, what the fuck was I going to talk about in the Tony Stewart installment? I think I was going to, the 2023 summer television season on Disney Channel. Season 2 of Villains of Valley View and the world premiere of Pretty Freaking Scary with my longtime friend Emma Shannon. So, therefore, and we still have our show. At least, I'll tell you what show we're going to do tomorrow. So you already know what's going on for tomorrow, since it's going to be one last cold front. We are going to do the Call Me Cat, the one-off triple header supporting Piper Lewis, Marcus Fulmar, Kevin Daniels. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. So y'all know what you're going to see tomorrow. So, man. So the Spurs got the number 1 draft pick, and What? Not surprised there, considering we fucking tanked on purpose. And I remember the girl bomber Braxton Jarrett's comment saying they tanked on purpose. That but you know he said something about the tanking on purpose was wasted because Wemby's already decided where they want to go. Well, that fucking comment aged poorly because you could see when Wemby was watching the draft lottery, he was fucking clapping his hands. It made it sound like he did want to come to San Antonio, but hopefully Pop picks him. I have to tune into the draft. This year I have to tune into the draft. I don't give a shit if it's going to be nice fucking weather on the day of the NBA draft. I got to wear my Tim Duncan attire, a Spurs hat or something, an ice cold Coke or something. And then I have to fucking live stream this shit. I was thinking about doing an NBA draft live stream. So the Spurs videos outside the Tim Duncan Cannot Recreate series might be back for the foreseeable future. We'll just have to wait and see. But man, this is a great feeling. I mean, I've had nothing to be excited about since the 2016-2017 season. Everybody talks about, Uncle Dennis and Kawhi. Well, that's a whole nother entourage for another day. Everybody wants to talk about how Zaza doing the electric slide into Kawhi's ankle in Game 1 of the conference finals really cost us a chance at our first championship without Tim, or the first year without him. But what everybody seems to forget is, they act like this didn't happen. Before that even happened, not only Kawhi had a ankle injury, I don't know if it was the same ankle, might have been, before the Zaza incident, but that's a whole another entourage too. But don't forget, we had a full squad in that 2017 playoffs, except David Lee replaced Pau Gasol in the starting lineup, who had replaced Tim when he retired in the 2016 offseason, July 11th. But Tony Parker getting hurt versus the cheating McDouchebags before they even earned that nickname. Because this is 2017, they didn't earn it till the Colin McIntyre birthday miracle, like he had the Lonnie Walker game. Parker got a serious quad injury and in that conference semi. That was the beginning of the end of our dynasty, as we very little knew it, but we didn't know it at the time. And that was the beginning. That was also the beginning of the end of our 2017 championship hopes, which would have been our first championship without Tim. Because as you all know, when that imposter and Bruce Bowen's number was signed the year before, in 2015, here I thought championship number 6 was coming, and even all the NBA fans in general are picking us to come out of the West instead of Golden State because of him, and we ended up losing in the second round. And then Duncan retires, but there was still hope. All hope wasn't lost because we were still winning games and competing for championships at an elite level. At the time, we were proving that we could do this shit without Duncan, but it was only because Parker was still there, Ginobili was still there, the nephew was still there, Danny Green, Kyle Anderson, all those guys were still there. I mean, Boris Diaw was still playing, but he went to go play in Utah and then I think retired the very next year. I mean, Bonner had just retired the same offseason as Duncan, so we were still winning games and competing for a championship elite level without Duncan, but then Pau Gasol replaced him in the starting lineup due to his retirement. Kind of like how we signed Rasho in 2003 to replace Robinson to go alongside a young Tim. David Lee took Pau's spot in the playoffs for younger legs, and it paid off handsomely. I mean, we were always beating except for 2011 because, Ginobili broke his arm in the regular season finale in 2011. Duncan before that ended up suffering an ankle injury similar to the 2005 one where we were lucky to win that championship anyway. And he won the championship and finals MVP on that same bad ankle. But 2011 was a whole different entourage. Duncan was getting a lot older. Ginobili was actually still playing elite level till that broken arm in the 2011 regular season finale. And then Duncan was a little banged up from that ankle injury he suffered in a home game against OKC, I think it was. And that's what really hurt us in 2011, what could have been a possible, quiet championship year, we always got a history of beating the Grizzlies other than 2011, We got them in 2004. Even that first year without David Robinson, we beat a young Grizzlies team and swept them. Of course, they faced us in 2011, but we failed because injuries and shit hit us and shit. I mean, 2013, we got our revenge in 2011. 16, we smoked him like Tony Stewart. 2017, we smoked him like Tony Stewart again without first year without Tim. I mean, first year with I kind of find it ironic, but we beat the Grizzlies in a playoff series, the first round playoff series, both the first year without David and the first year without Tim. Go figure. I guess that's how it fucking works, but trying to think where I mean. Also, we've had a history of beating the Phoenix Suns. The only time we lost them was 2010 when they swept us. I don't know what the excuse was in 2010 why we couldn't beat Phoenix. I mean, hell, even the last year with David, we beat them in 2003 despite that lucky-ass game-winning buzzer-beating three-pointer by Stephon Marbury. I think it was Easter 2003 or something. Because we came up from Michigan in the Lenore house to visit my family here in Ohio, both my mom and dad's side, where we would stay in the Brook Park house on Sandhurst and with my grandparents, which the Oliverises were inside that house because of my dad, because of my dad marrying my mom. And so therefore his side of the family came over for Easter so we could watch that game 1 Spurs versus Suns. And Duncan did okay. He had 18 points, but multiple missed free throws by him and second year Tony Parker cost us that game 1. But then we rebounded to game 2 win, and we won the one game series in 6 games. I mean, the only reason why we didn't even beat them in 2000, that's another thing, we could have beaten them in 2000. There was no way we were beating the Lakers in 2000 if we make it past the first round. But the only reason why we lost to Phoenix and what was a best of 5 series at the time was because Duncan got hurt in the 78th game of the season, April 11th of 2000, and the infamous bad knee, where that all started. He finished the game, but after that was it for the season. And we ended up, I think we beat Phoenix. I mean, either we repeat in 2000 or we at least get as far as beating Phoenix in 2000 if Duncan does not get the knee injury in 2000. So the only time we lost them was 2000 because of Duncan's knee injury that would cause the infamous bad knee the rest of his career. I can understand 2000, but 2010 I don't understand. What the fuck was all that about? But in 2003 we got 2005 we got him. 07 we got him, even though that was controversial, and that's when I saw a lot of the fans started to hate on us because of that Robert Horry hip check, and I understand that, but I was like 13, 14 years old. I didn't understand any of that at the time, and I was more biased towards Duncan and the Spurs back then compared to now. 2008 we got him good. I mean, we had so many playoff series against all these same teams over the years, no matter what Spurs team it was. It's unreal. It goes to show you how long we've been great. I can name them all at the top of my head, but I just choose not to. But either way, I'm fucking excited. I mean, I hope we choose very wisely, like Dale Earnhardt Jr., because you can't spell Budweiser without being wise. You really can't. And if we do pick wisely, I hope we sign free agents wisely and we trade wisely. But I'll end this video on a little bit of a rant here. That Malik Rose wannabe, that motherfucker needs to go. I mean, he hasn't been bad or anything, but I'm getting sick and tired of fucking seeing him wear Malik's number 31, because he can't even carry Malik's jock strap. I mean, at least Malik gave us 2 championships, maybe 3 if we didn't trade him away in 05 to the Knicks for Nazir Mohammed. But what has Keita Bates-Diop done? Trying to live up to Malik Rose's legacy with less than half the talent. Keita Bates-Diop hasn't done jack shit in that 31. He obviously, all I'm saying is, he's just a wannabe Malik Rose. He thinks he is Malik Rose. He wouldn't make a big scab on Malik Rose butt, right? Malik Rose ass. I mean, I wish the Spurs would. I mean, after we pick Wemby, the first thing I would do if I was the Spurs, if I was in charge, was dump Keita Bates-Diop altogether and make sure nobody else gets 31, whoever comes into San Antonio. That way we can put Malik up there in the AT&T Center in the rafters. That's basically my rant on this day. But anyway, there's other YouTube videos I need to fucking post and edit and post. So I better get to that. So by the time you're seeing this, have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, pace yourself, bring your ass, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just gotta be present. You never fail until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. Another day on time, another day to shine. Sometimes you just gotta flock yourself, trust your instincts, stand up for yourself, not back down to anyone. All for one for all. You gotta bounce. Just when you think things will never be okay again, here comes a miracle that proves you way wrong. A connection can happen when you least expect it. Honesty is the best policy. Sometimes you just gotta dive in, follow your dreams, show up for the rest of your life. When you're all cheering together, every day is a win. There is no tomorrow. Everyone is strong in many different ways, and you don't get to choose who you love. Finally, take care, everyone. Good night, and I will see you all for that next video tomorrow when we go over the Call Me Cat one-off triple header supporting, in this particular order, Marcus Fulmar, Kevin Daniels, and Piper Dodge Lewis. And there's going to be a poker game night, season 2, episode 4 video this Saturday night. And then don't forget, by the time we hit Memorial Day, we're going to be doing Giselle Torres' birthday tribute a day early, and then the 31st we'll be doing the F-Bomb and Babe reenactment comedy skit. And then June 2nd through the 4th, we're going fucking big. We're going to be doing the season 2 finale of Spring is in the Air Friday, June 2nd. And then for Saturday, June 3rd, a little bit of a bonus to top it all off. We're doing Shiloh Varico's Ty Dillon, Hermie Sadler 13 birthday tribute. First half in the neighborhood, second half at Georgia Kostiak's show. And then Sunday, June 4th, Fun in the Sun season 3 premiere, because after this last cold front tomorrow, it's going to be a mixture of mid to upper 60, lower to mid 70 degree days until we get to Memorial Day weekend, the Coca-Cola 600 Indy 500 Monaco Grand Prix, even though I really don't watch racing full time anymore. And then going into the Giselle Torres' birthday and the F-Bomb and Babe comedy skit, going to Shiloh Varico's birthday weekend. It is smooth sailing and free game until we get to cycle back around to season 3 of Adventures in Autumn come September after Labor Day. So see you later, everyone. Go Spurs, go Spurs, bitch. Oh mama.
If you work out hard like us, you need H-E-B Utopia, a delicious post-workout drink. Boom.